Hey guys, this is Ron here. I've been doing the periscopes, and now people are probably like, well, what's the big picture? What's the point after all the periscopes? Well, let me show you a little bit about where I'm standing over here in Uptown in my view. This is the Greenway. It goes on for I think 25 miles or something like that, biking, walking and stuff. But so what's the plan with all these scopes, and what is the big picture? So let's say I do 2 or 3 of these a day. The big picture is this: it's to give value. It's to let people see the big picture with the growth hacking and the 10x and the 80-20 rule of how to spend your time. The reason I'm not trying to sell anyone real hard on these is that there's a bigger picture. Okay, so for example, hey Andrew, what's up? You should come to Uptown sometime. So then what I do is I take these, and when I'm done with these periscopes, what I'll do often is sometimes I like to just re-evaluate and look at my headline again. I like to see how many people I had on live, and sometimes it matters if you do a couple in a row, or what time of the day might matter a little bit. Owner, good to see ya. What else here? Then I like to kind of study the replays and how many people come to replays. I found the ones that I do that are really short or really have good headlines, especially the short ones, I get a lot of replays on those, I've noticed. Had one the other day where I actually had as many replays as I did live viewers. So what I do is I'll take these, and keep in mind I use catch.me, KATCH.me/Ron Orr. All of these videos end up automatically with zero work. It's automated. They will show up on the website. Okay. So then I have a guy on Fiverr. His name is QueenSoft on Fiverr. That's his username. QueenSoft. QUEEN Soft. SOFT. And what you can do is, what he's doing is he's going to catch.me/Ron Orr, finding all of them, and then he downloads all of them, and then he knows to just upload them all to YouTube. He knows to use the exact same title as a Periscope. He adds on a ronorr.com how to 80-20 your time, space, pipe, up and down. It's called an up and down line, which is a pipe, and then another space, and then 80-20 rule. And that gets me to show up under 80-20 rule and 80-20 time. 80-20 rule is going to be the big SEO search. So then what I'm going to do is, after he uploads 50 or 100 or 200 of these a month, is then what I do is I take that and I would hire other experts to get me relevant backlinks to get those YouTube videos ranked in the search engines. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my blog and use similar headlines, and I'm going to embed the YouTube videos into my blog. The goal is, it's nice to have the YouTube videos ranked, but I'm really betting on Google, because Google's much bigger. So I'm planning on the videos and or blog posts to rank in YouTube. And if the blog post ranks in YouTube, then I get the traffic from the blog post, and then the YouTube video is embedded in that blog post. So the goal basically is to come up with good headlines that attract the right audience. Then it's also to figure out how to rank really well with the YouTube videos and the blog post, so you can get those headlines seen. Headlines get better, more people click on it, more people watch the content, and then over time, more people will share the content, more people will refer other people to the content. So it's a very long-term strategy. There's a lot of steady growth that goes along with it, and it's actually a pretty good game plan if you've studied a lot of analytics and studied a lot of data, and just find out what actually grows online. You can always do things a lot faster if you're physically willing to get on the phone and call people, or you're trying to go around sharing stuff all day or posting stuff all day. You can definitely do that. I'm just talking about something like SEO, which has more of a slow growth over time. And because a lot of this stuff on the internet nowadays, like Twitter and Facebook, and a lot of that, it gets posted once, and then it just usually never gets seen ever again. And I don't want to spend all my time doing that because it'll just be gone and vanish, just kind of like Snapchat. So, and I know the same thing happens with Periscope. It's gone within 24 hours, but I let it live on with a legacy by putting it on YouTube where it ranks really well fast within a day or two, and then putting in the blog post where it also ranks over a period of time. I've had blog posts that I've had, Contract for Deed, Short Sale Rent-to-Own. Andrew, good to see you back. I ranked #1 for Contract for Deed, #1 for short sales in Minnesota for years and years. And Rent-to-Own was in the top 3 as well, lease options. Those blog posts got me traffic for, I tracked it 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, the stuff on Facebook gives you traffic for about 12 hours. This stuff on blogging, on the rankings on Google, were getting me traffic for the 7 years since I posted them. And the majority of it was coming from the first 3, 4 years where I ranked at the top. But honestly, after I did some work, I ranked #1 on a lot of those for 2 to 3 years without doing any extra work. It just stayed in the #1 spot. So it eventually dropped down a little bit because I didn't keep up with it over the years, but I should have done that. I should have never stepped away from it. But again, I'm just going to work more on the long tail keywords, and then eventually more on the short tail. Yeah, more how Contract for Deeds work. I know your dad Steve knows a fair amount about them. I was just talking to my brother about them earlier. Contract for Deeds, how they work. I mean, mine's the most extensive article I know. I mean, you can search Minnesota Contract for Deeds, minnesotainvestors.com, and I have like a 10-page article on them that explains a lot of them. Most of it's still up to date and everything, but it's maybe a little off topic for this Periscope, but bottom line is a lot of people pay 10% times, sometimes 20% down on the Contract for Deed. You do that real estate deal, and the cancellation process can take about 60 days, a little bit longer than an eviction. But it's a great way for people to own real estate if their credit score is not very good right now. And it makes refinancing a little bit easier as well. I used to do marketing for probably a little over 5 years on Craigslist for Contract for Deeds because we were able to reach a little bit different market than all the other thousands of realtors out there. So it gave us a good chance to do leads and all that kind of stuff. So it is related to marketing and leads, and Craigslist worked well for me on that. So Contract for Deeds is another thing, and then another concept too is subject to, and you guys can look into that as well, and I'll teach about it in some of the future scopes. I'll do some future scopes about real estate. I know a lot of people around this particular area know me for marketing and real estate, so I'll do some more on that because the real estate marketing, a lot of the tactics I use are very similar to what I use in growth hacking, 80-20ing your time, and 10xing and all that stuff. Everything I would teach about 80-20 and 10x in growth hacking, it's all a mindset. So it's all about how you look at your results and your data-driven stuff and the way you allocate your time. I would use the same thing as I would for real estate, health, or anything else. I would use the same mindset. You're trying to validate, and you're trying to look at the data as quickly as possible so you can do what's called a feedback loop and iterate and evolve as quickly as possible. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys right now. I'm going to go work on the computer just for a little bit and just check things out, see what's going on. Wait for my Fiverr guy who's going to be getting back to me on my 1,500 long tail keywords so we can start ranking on those every day. Thank you guys for being